So I thought it's only right to show you where Project Negroni is going. We'll probably have to come up with another name to Negroni, and you'll see why in a second. But look at this box. Actually, before I undo some of this box, if I can. Sorry, I've zoomed in so you can't see. So here I have a little package from 3T, and this is going to be what replaces Negroni. So it's not going to be Negroni, it's not going to be red and white, so it can't be called Negroni anymore, but we'll come up with another name. For now, it's still going to be called Project Negroni. And yeah, I thought I'd show you this because it's only fair, and it gives me a feeling that I am actually progressing quicker than I am. Unfortunately, this project has been neglected due to all sorts of family work and other commitments, but let's get on with it. First of all, look at this. It comes with a little rope and this beautifully tapered box, I don't know if you can see, which just makes the whole frame set experience a little bit nicer. And then when you open it, it carries on. So we have a beautiful shelf at the top. Just look at how that is all packaged beautifully. So you've got the fork and the seat post in sort of a top box, and then all the sundries in a little box at the end. So if we take, first of all, this little box at the end, we have all of the extras that we need. Derailleur hanger, the little tabs that go in the frame, and we have some lovely foam that goes in the frame to stop it rattling around, the headset, the fork expander obviously, and there's another thing in here. Oh yes, we've got a frame cover, carbon paste, and the amazing Syntace bolt through axles. So they all go in there. I'm going to put these back because otherwise they make a mess, so I'm told. We have another bag which the fork came in. Seat post, and I do believe this seat post, I don't know what mechanism, whether it's the old diff lock or it's the newer 25-0, but here we have the fork. Just look at it. It is a thing of beauty. There is this two-sided, I don't know if you've noticed the two-sided, I think it's basically bolt through the fork. With some of them there's like a flip-flop, but yeah. Flat mount straight to the 160. I'm going to put this back in there. Actually no, I'll leave that out because I won't put them together so you can see. And here's the lovely dome-shaped. And then we get to the frame. God, they're noisy, the planes, and I forget, we were so lucky. Honestly, lockdown, you kind of reset your thoughts of how things work, because we had no builders, we had no planes, there was almost no traffic. The peace was incredible, and now we've got back to this. But anyway, I'm doing this video here, so yeah, you can see the frame is in this beautiful little box, tapered box. Now, it did come with this rather nice kind of suit bag, which is the first time I've ever had one in there, and I'm going to link to a video from a chap called Craig, who you may know from doing silly cat squirting videos. We also did an amazing video showing on how this material is very similar to respiratory mask material, which is kind of interesting. So if you're in a difficult situation, I'm going to keep that because obviously it's amazing. But we are now to the frame, and it's so light. All frames are obviously so light. One of the best things about buying a frame is just how light everything feels. Then you make it up into a bike and go, depending what parts you use obviously. So here we have the frame, and we can obviously add a fork to that frame. Be careful, don't chip. Yeah, it is a typical rookie mistake, but that is one beautiful frame. Now I have measured this up against the Strada, and it is very, 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 very similar to the Strada. The only place where it really differs is here, in that the tube angle of the Strada, and a little bit here, but not so much, but basically here the tube of the Strada comes like this, and obviously gives you a much longer reach and a different steering angle. But then what you also notice is here, I'm going to take this wrapping off so you can see, but this down tube is massive. I don't know if you can see it through there, massive, but it is absolutely massive. But anyway, so we need to think of a cocktail that has this kind of coloration. And yeah, it's got to be a proper cocktail, like a Negroni. Okay? I don't want any suggestions of like a Cosmopolitan or something like that. Yeah, it's got to be a proper off-road, proper cocktail. Not, you know, some cocktail where someone says, I really love squidgy Manhattans or something. It's like, what the hell? No, proper cocktail. So yeah, I thought I'd show you this. It is lovely, and we better get it back in its box so it doesn't get damaged until we start doing a proper build of it, he says. Okay, so it has taken a while, but we are back, and it is almost finished, I'd say. Well, okay, so I've got the carbon tubing, which is, as you may or may not be able to see, 5mm internal, 7mm external, for those of you who like that kind of thing. And here is the rear derailleur cable. Now I'm still umming and ahhing. I know I said in the last video that I wasn't going to use carbon, but I am still umming and ahhing as to whether to use carbon or not. Now, as you can see, I've got an awning here, which, because despite months of perfect sunshine and no planes in the lockdown, we're now back to a British summer where it's now sunny, and a few minutes ago I had to stop recording because it was raining. So this should go on here quite well. It's obviously going to be a bit difficult because I've just cut this cable. But you see, now the reason I don't know whether to use this or not is that this cable comes out here like this. Now ideally I would probably I should really route this cable through this hole. But remember, what we didn't want to do is move cables around, and this cable still comes out of that one. Now if I've got my pointy stick, I should put my pointer down for a second. Now, the problem I sort of have is trying to connect this up really. It was connected with a barrel adjuster, but the movement that I need is quite ample. Now I can obviously cut just a small amount of carbon and it'll work, but it is going to hit against the frame, and we do have something rather nice which I shall unbox shortly. It's the 3T. Now of course 3T, as many of you will know now, was supposed to have launched that bike back in March, and so I was renting Exploros to do stuff with, because the rumours were already out there, even though I didn't know. And so then I started getting this finally ready, and that frame was supposed to take 3 to 6 weeks and took 3 to 6 days. So yeah, I'm kind of wondering, and I have a trip this weekend on which I would like to use the RaceMax, but neither this nor the RaceMax can be possibly ready due to work commitments. So yeah, but the route I'm going to do there I can do quite easily. It has a little bit of gravel, and I can do that on the Strada without any problems whatsoever. So I think I am still going to go through with and the other problem I had was that Richmond Park was closed, and that was part of the route that I was going to use for the comparisons between the bog standard and the higher end. Now, one option obviously is to just build the higher end RaceMax and then slowly pare it down again. Another option is to run two side by side, which is difficult. As you can see, space is a premium here. Space is at a premium here. So yeah, but I think where we're going is we're going to build this up. And honestly, I think what I'm going to do is I've almost decided, even though I like this this sort of forced derailleur, which is slightly out of shot here. Should wait for the lane to go. I think this is going to stay. See, I don't know. It is very difficult to know what to do in one by right now, because this is the previous generation of Force, which I have on my road bike, and it is perfect. But it maxes out at a 42. Now you can get bigger. Cage pulleys from Garbrook to take that up to 50. But there's only one manufacturer of it, and in my experience it's not ideal, and I don't really want something that's not ideal on a top end bike. It's fine for this, but not for top end. But really I do feel a little bit abandoned by SRAM in the one by stakes. They got us all into the one by, and now Force and Red force you to go, forgive the pun, wireless, which is another $1,000 extra for something I don't really need. I've got the 12-speed mechanical on my mountain bike, and it is perfect. I've been using mechanical here, it is perfect. I work in technology, I like the idea of wireless, but I just don't see there's no need for it. It's just a nice thing to have. So the problem I've got is I either have to go mullet again, which is just like going back years when you had to use Dura Ace and Ultegra with an XT or an XTR on the back, which it just doesn't feel right. Or I go Force, and then I'm forced, again forgive the pun, to go 2x, because the maximum cassette on this previous generation, and everything from the Apex, which fantastic, $500 for a complete group set, 42T, and you can run quite a lot on it. The problem is that it's not quite enough, right? But the new group sets max out at 33T, and they've just released what they called a much anticipated extra wide that everybody thought would be at least 42, if not 50T, and they've gone from 33T to 36T. I was running 36T 1x 4-5 years ago in 10 speed. What are we doing with 36T maximum 1x in 12 speed 5 years later? It just doesn't make sense. So I fear, as much as I do like SRAM, and I do like Shimano as well, but I cannot be bothered with cabling everything up, I do think I'm going to end up going GRX. I rode it, if you see my other video on the GRX, 1 week with GRX in the Pyrenees Mountains. Brakes perfectly, shifts perfectly. It's a really nice group set, and that was the mechanical one. There's so little difference between the mechanical. So when I bought my, I seem to remember when I bought my last Di2, I mean literally Ultegra was being given away at about £500 for complete group sets. It cost me, I don't know, something like about 1,000, 2,000 pounds for the Ultec. It was a lot of money. But now GRX is like 800, 900 pounds for the mechanical, and 1,200 pounds for the electronic. Just, you go electronic because it gives you the stats and the a lot of flexibility that it is kind of nice. I mean, I don't need to debate to you why electronic group sets are nice. If you haven't tried them, try them. They are very nice. I like mechanical as well, but I like electronic. So let's get this on. I've got to get the wheels on, and then we've got to get riding this thing. And it's just a shame I've got a lovely ride coming up that I don't have it for. But that is life, right?